What's going on, ERB sports fans? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about grading at the National, what your options were, what we did, and whether we thought it was the right move or not. So for those of you who have never gone to the National before, or for those of you who have, I'm probably beating a dead horse here, but for those of you who didn't go, all the major grading companies were there. You had PSA, SGC, Beckett, I guess it's not CSG anymore, it's CGC. You had HGA, I think you even had ISA grading. You got a bunch, at least a half a dozen. And the question is, which one is the right one for you? Well, I went there with a couple of cards that I thought I was going to grade, but then I didn't end up turning them in. I was going to use the Beckett services because they're thicker card stock, and I thought maybe that would look good in a Beckett slab. But I didn't end up going with that. I ended up just putting them back in my case and moving on to the next show. Put them back in my collection ungraded and see what the future holds. But Mrs. ERB Sports had a one-of-one sketch card that she got out of a wacky package monthly purchase that you could do all of 2022. She was buying them once a month, pretty much every month of the year. And the very last month, the December version, she pulled a one-of-one sketch card from an artist that was signed by the artist. So we decided that it was more closely aligned with like comic books. So we figured we would go ahead and turn that one into CGC and try the new slabs, try the service. It was $20 on-site grading. I'm not going to submit an entire list of graded cards or, cards to grade to CGC. I just don't open a lot of Pokemon. I don't open a lot of Magic the Gathering. I don't do a whole lot in the comic book world. But they were kind of like the only price point at the National that I thought I would consider. And it seemed like they could do about a 24-hour turnaround time. So I figured, what the heck? We'll go ahead and do a CGC submission for the heck of it and see what happens. So she turned this in on Saturday afternoon around, I want to say it was around 3 o'clock. And I said, Brett and I are going to do a video. We're going to go ahead and open up a hobby box. Why don't you go get in line at CGC and see if they'll grade this card? So this is the back of the card. And let me go ahead and cover up where I think the grade is. I guess the grade is over here. So there's the card. As you can see, it's a black and white image with yellow lettering across the top. So I figured the kind of grayscale of the CGC slab with this blue would kind of complement the, the wacky package logo. And they had a hard time finding what this card was. This is the one-of-one crotch bite. I guess, I don't know. Use your imagination. Pretty sure I know what this is supposed to represent. But it's not for kids, even though they market these to kids. So we figured, why the heck not? So once they figured out they could grade the card, they figured out who the artist was, and they went ahead and hooked her up for $20 and said, we will text you when the submission is done. Now, what was crazy, though, is we got to sort of the midday on Sunday, and we thought, man, we haven't gotten a text message. I sure as heck don't want to stay here till 5 o'clock, and I don't think they do either. So we finally walked up to the booth and we're like, can we just check to see if the submission is done? We had one card to grade. It was a one-of-one sketch card. We told them the name. They took our information. They went in the back and then showed up with the box that you guys saw on the screen just a second ago. I knew that this card was not going to get a 10, but I was curious what it would actually get. It was straight out of the pack, straight into a top loader. It's just kind of sentimental because it was the first one-of-one that she's ever pulled. And heck, I've never pulled a one-of-one. It's just kind of like getting a hole-in-one in golf. I've never gotten a hole-in-one in golf. Knowing some other people's beginner's luck, they'll probably get a hole-in-one before me, even though many would say that the talent of myself would probably be better than some of the other people out there who get a hole-in-one, proving it is all luck. Maybe not all luck, partially luck. So anyway, let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off here. It got a mint 9, which I was okay with. I mean, I think they did away with the 9.5. I can't remember exactly whether they did or didn't. I knew it wasn't going to get a 10. I knew as sure as heck it wasn't going to get a pristine 10 because the sketch card had surface kind of indentations from the pencil all over it from the artist. So, but nevertheless, I just wanted it in a slab to have it you know, a little bit more displayable. And the card has meaning because it was the first one of one that she's ever pulled. And I don't know, thought it looked pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. CGC. I know this isn't going to have a great resale value. That's fine. I don't really care. But I love the way it looks in the slab. And by the way, these slabs look absolutely fantastic. If the grading quality is just as good as PSA for PC purposes, I don't see any problem. The price was right, $20 for a 24-hour turnaround time. You cannot beat that. That was absolutely awesome service. Thanks again to CGC for hooking us up with this wacky package at the tail end of the National, grading it for us. We will have this in our collection for the time being. So that is the National story relative to grading. Let me know what you guys think. Who would you use to grade at the National? Did any of you grade at the National? What were your thoughts? What are your takeaways? Hopefully next year they'll have some similar deals, and we'll come equipped, ready to turn some cards in, knowing that the turnaround time is pretty dang quick. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.